Welcome back, everyone. Rockwood Gaming in our Pro Series for a fast start. We've harvested up a couple additional resources such as berries. We have also demolished our thatch house. You can see here we've got the remnants of our little fireplace. Demolishing our first shelter was critical because it gave us some additional resources back that we're able to apply to crafting some new walls, foundations, and ceilings so that when we do have to set up our next base, it does go very quickly. As you can see here, we have some wood that we picked up, a lot of fiber early on from the hand harvesting. It's going to be very important. We have our 3 primary berries that we're going to use for eating. We've been saving the mijo berries as well as the narco berries for tamming. Our early goal is to get a temporary shelter set up. The first shelter we set up was really just to survive the first day. As you can see, it is early morning, so we're going to make the most of the daylight, scouting out our next location, which is going to help us set up our early kibble farm. Kibble farm is going to be very important as it's going to be focused on dodos and spitter dinos. That way we can get some eggs, kibble going to get our first flyer. That flyer is going to be very critical as it allows us to scout out the island, see the state of the map, and help us find our permanent base location. So without further ado, we're going to go and get started. We are a little bit encumbered. We just leveled up to level 6 while hand harvesting through that additional point into weight. We're going to be focusing a lot on narcotics early on for levels up until when we can craft rafts. Rafts become a very consistent source of experience and helps you get through the levels very quickly, especially if you're soloing. So we will have to drop a little bit of weight. I'm not too much worried about the wood at this point, so we're going to drop just enough wood. Maybe split that stack to reduce the encumbering. Alright, and let's get going. So again, what we're looking for is a convenient base near where we can find some dodos and other small dinos just to get the critical kibble going before scouting out a permanent base location. Our first location, as I mentioned in our previous video, was really about survival, finding a very concealed place. Whoa, that was some lag there. Gotta love the official servers when that happens. So again, just as a reminder, we did spawn on the north, so what we're going to be doing is crossing over. As you can see, there is the carnivore island over there. We did have a very large base on that side, so we're going to cross the river here, try to avoid the Spino, regain a little stamina before we make that trek, and try to get over to the other side. Alright, we should be good to go. Lots of piranha to the left, so we'll try and keep to the right here. And we have been hit. Ooh, now that was not good. So what this is going to allow us to do is we did spawn in the North 2 zone. So although we didn't survive the river crossing, that was a little bit dangerous, we are going to continue to spawn in the North 2 zone, and I'll show you why here in a second. So as you can see, we respawned fairly close to where we originally started. So as we run back in the direction of our corpse, we are going to continue to hand gather, not just for the resources, but for the experience as well. So some of you may be thinking, why risk that river crossing at such an early level, especially with the piranha? You know, you got to go big or go home, so no risk, no reward. At the early levels, it's a setback like that is not going to be too disastrous. I do see a player up here on a trike, so we will see if he is friendly or not. Now, someone that is naked on a trike is definitely not going to be a high-level player. People harvesting on a trike is usually just a very good early resource collecting dino, not something that you would use at later stages in the game, so chances are he's probably going to leave us alone. It'd be nice if he would swim out in the water and blow his piranhas away. Alright, here's one. And that is the shallow point where he will not come any closer. So that gives us an idea of how far in they'll come. Now, the piranha can glitch out of the water, and that will instantly kill them. We do have the option of making some primitive weapons, like a spear, to then lure them closer to the shore and kill them. That would facilitate a easier crossing here. Gathered enough for a pick. Get enough for our little hatchet. And get some wood here. Our spears. A good number to have on hand is typically around 8 spears. That gives you the option to throw one and still have it in your hand, as well as attack it in case it breaks. Really can't recommend it enough. We need one more flint, and that gives us a third one. As you can see, that Spino is quite busy with the piranha. And let's see if we can head out here. And we can also see our corpse over there. Now again, if the animals had eaten it, we would be actually looking for a backpack. And that big of piranha wanted us. Too bad for it. We do not want it. Alright. We are still too heavy, so we're going to drop those additional tools that we just made. Now we are low on health, but we should be fine, at least getting to shore, eating some berries, and then going from there. Slowly but surely. It looks like we did pick up the other 3 spears that we had from our corpse. That's probably a bigger impact because spears are definitely heavy. As you can see right here, 6 spears is 18 weight. Our 4 walls is barely half that, or exactly half that weight. So we want to make sure that we are conscious of what we're picking up. Had we been lower on health, that could have been pretty dangerous if we would have been stranded there. Alright, so we've made it across the river. Now, we could have gone further down, and it does get shallower in that region, so that is an option. But again, go big, go home. So, this area, although you saw in the distance, we are closer to a mountain that will have metal on it, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Right now, our goal is to get a medium-term structure up that will support a small kibble farm of especially dodos and these spitting dinos. I do see another base over here, so we'll give it a quick look. Just to see who our neighbors are. Alright, looks like a stone structure. Doesn't look too advanced. anyone that wants to get into your base will ultimately get to your base. So you have to be really mentally prepared for